All right, y'all. So, if you don't already know, we just got some more new footage and updates for House of the Dragon Season 2. And if you haven't been living under a rock, then you may have already seen all the chaos that's been trending within the fandom, has caused a lot of discourse, especially all over Twitter. And as a Gemini, I just had to get the last word in and chime in to put my two little cents in on all the mess that I've been seeing. So I don't want to waste no more time and let's get right to it, y'all. So late Thursday night, like early Friday morning, HBO literally decided to pull a surprise drop on us, just like Queen Beyonce, first of her name, did back in 2013, and ended up dropping multiple promo videos for some of the main characters that we're going to be focusing on this upcoming season. And throughout this, we got to see some new behind the scenes footage, which we absolutely love. But baby, when this new clip of Daemon and Rhaenyra dropped, these niggas on the internet were going crazy and losing their minds. Like, they were going completely insane. Let me stop playing for just a second because it's completely understandable to have the reaction that people were having based on the clip that we got. So yeah, y'all, it's just, whew, baby, it's a mess. It is a mess. When I tell y'all that this man, Daemon, has literally been trending nonstop ever since this little clip done dropped, like, ooh, oh my god, y'all. And before speaking on that situation any further, I just want to mention that as someone who has researched and understands the lore of the Song of Ice and Fire universe, it's really important to keep in mind of the context of the story in which this show is based off of, which is Fire and Blood, and that is essentially just a recounting of important historical events written from the perspective of a maester of the Citadel who has his very own opinions and thoughts and limited resources to go off of when telling and exploring the history of the Targaryen family and their beginnings. So with all that being said, my initial reaction when I first saw the snippet of Daemon angrily swatting that stuff off the table before he charged at Rhaenyra and made her jump like that, I'm not even gonna lie, like, it definitely caught me off guard. But after rewatching it a few more times just to take it all in, it really wasn't all that shocking to me. And please don't come for me in the comments when I say this, but I only say that just based on what we've seen and how Daemon's been portrayed in the show thus far. And although there's been a lot of differing opinions and views expressed about the confrontation that we got between Rhaenyra and Daemon, we have to just keep in mind that this is a small snippet and we really don't know the full context behind, what initially caused the issue and what pisses Daemon off at the point to where he's literally charging at his wife. So it's truly just a matter of waiting to see what leads up to this conflict and how everything's going to play out after the fact. And I do think it's really important to acknowledge the fact that everyone is entitled to feel the way that they want to feel about this situation, and rightfully so. Not everyone shares the same views and opinions, and it's okay for everyone to have different perspectives, especially when it comes to the topic of something like abuse and violence, not only in general, like in the real world, but also in the context of this fictional world in particular when it comes to women and marginalized groups of people, especially considering the fact that this story centrally revolves around Rhaenyra, who is a woman who was named the rightful heir and ruler of the Seven Kingdoms, was wrongfully usurped, and lost her children as a result of her inheritance. So it's just really important to keep that in mind. And since abuse is quite a sensitive topic, I won't really delve too much into that since it can be very triggering for the victims who are affected by such experiences. But I just want to make it absolutely clear that in no way, shape, or form do I support violence and abuse, especially when it comes to women in particular. Considering the fact that I myself am a woman, not to, be disrespectful to other victims because men can also be victims of abuse and violence as well. But for this story in particular, I just want to make it absolutely clear that in no way, shape, or form do I condone this, and violence in any form is just absolutely wrong. So, circling back to Damon, I have quite a lot of things that I want to say about him, and y'all are just going to have to bear with me and hear me out. So I am sorry in advance if this takes a little bit longer than y'all intended. But it's just a lot of things I gotta say, and I feel compelled to do so, so I will. But for real, y'all, he is one of my all-time favorite characters in this universe, and it obviously goes without saying that he is a very, very complicated and complex man, which makes him so interesting to me. It's really hard to put into words, and it's hard for me to describe. I can't even explain it. He's just very compelling to me, and I don't know, y'all, I really just love him. And when I say that I love him, I mean it in the sense that I really enjoy seeing his character and the way he's portrayed on screen. And I also want to make it clear that I do not condone all of his actions, even though he has like good traits. He definitely has some bad ones, and I don't support like some of the things that he does. But nonetheless, like overall as a character, I genuinely enjoyed him. So another reason why I naturally gravitate toward him as a character is the fact that he is indeed Team Black, and so am I. I am Team Black through and through, and I will always stand 10 toes down behind them till the wheels fall off, period. So of course, like I naturally will love and enjoy him because of that. And not to mention that like in the show, he is so charismatic, and to me that just makes him all the more attractive. And I can't even lie, y'all. He is just so fine. Like, oh, I just had to get that off my chest, y'all. I'm so sorry, but oh my God. But all that aside, I do have to say, like, he is great in his own right because, like I said earlier, he does have some good traits and good character. Case in point with episode 8 in season 1 when he helped Viserys to the throne, you know, with his crown and put it back on his head. He loves his family. And when he loves hard. Like he rides with them to the end. And with that being said, I do have to be all the way real and also just acknowledge the fact that even though he does have his good moments, he definitely has his flaws and his not so good moments. We saw some of the dark moments he had in season 1, so it's going to be really interesting to see what he'll be like in this upcoming season. And if you really think about it, like with the stress and intensity of the civil war that they're fighting for Rhaenyra's throne, it's completely understandable for him to be frustrated, angry, and constantly on 10, especially considering the way things ended in the season 1 finale. But at the same time, it doesn't make it right for him to take out his anger in such a way that causes more tension with the person he's literally fighting this war for, which is his wife Rhaenyra. And I can't even front when I say this, but I really hope that the writers don't stray away from the fact that Daemon is in fact a great character, just as George R.R. Martin originally wrote him to be. And I know I said earlier that we really don't know or have the full context behind why Daemon snapped on Rhaenyra the way that he did in that little clip, but it kind of low-key makes me nervous for what's to come in the future for his character and his character development in general, especially when you consider the fact that he literally crowned her, called her queen, announced her titles in front of the whole like shebang bang, and he literally sliced a nigga's head off for her in front of Viserys. Like, are you kidding me? He literally did so much for her. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. And with this show being based off of an already finished story, I just really hope that the writers and showrunners don't change things up too much to the point to where the story doesn't make sense. Because Lord knows, and I speak for everyone when I say this, is that we do not want this show to end the way the original Game of Thrones series ended. I'm still traumatized by season 8. I will never get over that, even 5 years later. Lord knows, we the fans deserve better than what we got, and we do not want that to ever happen again, period. But nonetheless, despite the showwriters and showrunners' intentions on how they want to portray Daemon, Matt Smith is a brilliant actor, and with the way he's played Daemon this far, and given the strong passion that he's previously expressed about playing a character such as him, I know he's going to do Daemon great justice, and he's definitely going to give us fans what we want to see, period, baby. Overall, I just really enjoyed all the new character content that we got to see. It was really cool seeing new behind-the-scenes footage of Corlys and getting some behind-the-scenes images of him, Rhaenys, and some other new characters. And that only gets me more hype and excited for what's soon to come. So now that I got my little 2 cents out the way, I now want to open up the floor to y'all. Let me know what y'all thought about all this new footage you've been getting. Let me know what y'all think about the whole Daemon and Rhaenyra situation. And y'all can let me know if there's any other moments or things you're looking forward to seeing this upcoming season for House of the Dragon. And yeah, so don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos such as this one. I love y'all so much, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. See y'all soon.